For new players, building their favorite characters in Genshin Impact involves more than just exploring and exploiting the expansive world. You'll also need to strategize how to make the most out of your limited resources to assemble a well-balanced team that can take on domains, acquire more resources, and complete weekly tasks. In this video, we're focusing on one of the beginner's nightmares, lasignora weekly boss fight, as our target for this walkthrough. You will see 3 team setups that are almost all free to get, free to play, and their recommended artifacts, weapons, as well as key strategies if you've already got some pretty good characters in hand but don't know where to put them. This video could also help you. We'll also suggest some higher star alternatives to replace some characters in these teams. If we assume that all the beginners are those who started after patch 4.0, then you've acquired. Now, let's dive into the first team, Dendro Core Hyperbloom. First, let's review the Dendro reactions. You can use the Hydro element on the Dendro element to create the Dendro cores, which remain for a while before exploding. However, if you use Electro or Pyro skills on the cores, they would explode and cause damage immediately, which are called the Burgeon and Hyperbloom reaction. As for these 2 reactions, the stats of the character to apply Electro or Pyro skills determine the damage dealt by the exploded cores. Our first FTP team setup derives from this setting. As for why we're focusing on Hyperbloom instead of Burgeon, it's because the Hyperbloom cores automatically track the target, making it more efficient and effective. Since you need a powerful character to trigger the Hyperbloom, it is recommended that you max out some Electro characters, both the level and the elemental mastery. The character level determines the base damage, so try to level it as high as you can based on your world level and resources. The higher your character's elemental mastery, the more damage the explosion deals. For artifacts, we recommend 2 pieces of Instructor set and 2 pieces of Wanderer's Troop set, which are easy to get as a beginner. The recommended weapons are 4-star Sacrificial Fragments, Wandering Evanstar, and 3-star Emerald Orb. Talents are not required if you have 2 Dendro characters in your team. One must go with the Deepwood Memory set, and there are no requirements for the other one. As for stats and substats, energy recharge is what you look for, in case your element bursts are in cooldown when you need to apply the Dendro element. As for your Hydro characters, you can equip anything you have in combat. Both Dendro Travelers and Kali's Dendro element effects don't last very long, so you'll need 2 Dendro characters taking turns to apply their skills. Thus, bring in Barbara to effectively generate Dendro cores, and then Lisa to trigger the explosion. Besides, you need to move to dodge attacks once or twice, but most of the time, you are repeating this easy pattern. It's all about cores. Cores exploded. An advanced team setup will have some characters replaced by their alternatives or higher star alternatives. For the Electro character, I strongly recommend Kuki, who can serve the combat off-field with a skill of a wide range. Her skill CD is merely 3 seconds, allowing you to chain reactions seamlessly, plus she's an excellent healer, a cost-effective character, and a true 4-star goddess. P.S. The Dendro Core Hyperbloom team can handle most domains, and even the Spiral Abyss, a true silver bullet. The second recommended team is the traditional reaction team, Overloaded team. The Overloaded reaction is influenced by character levels, elemental mastery, and pyro resistance, similar to the Dendro Core team. The character triggering the explosion has their elemental mastery determine the damage dealt. Therefore, we need to stack elemental mastery onto Electro characters. Weapons recommended for the Electro Traveler include the 4-star crafted weapon, Iron Sting. Choose Sacrificial Fragments, Wandering Evanstar, or 3-star Emerald Orb for Lisa. For the 2 Pyro characters, you can equip them with the 4-piece set of Instructor to boost your team's overloaded damage. Alternatively, consider using 2 pieces of Scholar set and 2 pieces of the Exile set to provide a 40% energy recharge bonus. It's recommended to level up all 4 characters. And don't forget to upgrade Bennett and Xiangling's talents for elemental bursts, since they are powerful characters even outside the overloaded team. In a team with double Pyro and double Electro characters, the energy recharge provided by these gears should be sufficient. The double Pyro resonance can also help reduce the difficulty of the first phase of lasignora, the cryo form. However, be mindful that this team lacks a shield user, and Bennett is the only healer, so positioning and dodging are crucial in combat. Fortunately, the cooldowns for these character skills are short, allowing you to switch frequently, splitting the damage taken and applying elemental reactions continually. As Vidara puts it, in advanced team compositions, the foundation remains with 2 Electro and 2 Pyro characters. Bennett and Xiangling are invaluable, and it's challenging to find better replacements for them at the moment. You can consider switching jangling for Dehye if you need her to mitigate some damage off-field. As for Lisa, she can be replaced by Beto if you have enough energy recharge and want a shield user. Now, let's move on to the third team, which is a bit unconventional, Noelle Double Geo team. For beginners who might not have a surplus of artifacts and characters to deal reaction damage, Lasignora's resistance to Cryo and Pyro could be worrying. Why not consider a Double Geo team with Noelle as the main DPS? It has boosted shield strength and bonus damage, a very good choice as well. Noelle relies on her constellation to deal damage, so you can focus on building her as a tank with high diff, shield and healing could be your magic weapons. Equip her with the 4-piece defender's will set, and you can use weapons like 4-star Serpent Spine, White Blind, or Favonius Greatsword for Ningguang, who serves as a DPS as well. The recommended artifacts are 2 pieces of Berserker set and 2 pieces of Gladiator's Finale set. For weapons, consider using the 4-star Solar Pearl. Prioritize enhancing her normal attack and elemental burst talents. As for Bennett and Kaya, you should mainly focus on their energy recharge to release more elemental bursts in combat. Let Noelle apply a shield first, then switch to Bennett and Kaya to use their elemental skills and drop particles. Use their elemental bursts when ready if your Ningguang is LV 60 or above. Remember to shoot through her Jade Screen for bonus damage. Just repeat this process until you win. The advanced team could be a big Geo family. You can build a quadruple Geo or triple Geo team. If you want an F2P team, Ningguang should be the core of your team. The double Geo resonance bonuses plus her high damage mean that all you have to do is apply shields and keep shooting rocks. Now that we've covered these team compositions and strategies, remember that you can always use food and potions to boost your survivability. As a beginner, you may need better DF, so I recommend the Fisherman's Toast and the Stir-Fried Shrimp, which can increase your team's defense. Their ingredients are easy to find early in the game already, so stock up on them. For potions, consider crafting the Frost Shield Potion and the Heat Shield Potion. These can be useful not only for a lasignora weekly fight, but also for taking on the bosses. Cryo Regisfine and Pyro Regisfine. Familiarize yourself with the team compositions and strategies I've shared. Here I'll also put the mechanism of Lasignora weekly boss fight. Make sure to take a screenshot in case you'll need it. Lasignora has 2 forms, the Cryo and the Pyro, with 60% Cryo and Pyro resistance, respectively, too. Throughout the entire boss fight, your characters will continuously accumulate to debuffs called Sheer Cold and Blazing Heat. 3. When the debuff gauge is full, you'll start losing HP every second by a percentage. It's advisable to reduce its progress when it's approaching 75%. 4. In the arena, there are a maximum of 4 Hearts of Flame or Eyes of Frost, each located at a corner. Get close to them to reduce the debuff gauge progress. 5. Breaking the Heart of Flame or the Eye of Frost immediately clears the gauge progress, but they respond slowly. 6. When Lasignora is in her cryo form and her HP drops below 25%, she will become invulnerable. You'll need to pick up the Crimson Lotus Moths to break her ice shield. 7. When the Lasignora transforms into the Crimson, which flames after the cutscene, she won't attack immediately. Take this opportunity to recover your character's 8 in her pyro form. Lasignora won't be invulnerable, but when she attacks as a tornado, she can't be targeted. Avoid wasting your skills during this time. With these team compositions and strategies in mind, it's time to put yourself to the test with your newly formed teams.